Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the APAT Show. Sunday night, Lee. It wouldn't be Sunday night without the APAT Show, right? Right.
It is very much. It is a Sunday night. Bit of poker, bit of football. World Cup started. Yeah, what's not to like about all of that? Some good stuff going on at the WSOP over in Vegas. So yeah, I mean, it's enough to keep you occupied on a Sunday, isn't it? Really, can't complain.
I think we can squeeze an hour or so out of this. You mentioned the WSOP. One to watch, Lee. Adam Owen playing on a final table tonight. Event 40, 7-card stud, 6 players started that final table. Adam's become the shorty, right? He's lost a key hand. He's become the shorty. He's got 1 million chips. We have on that table John Turner, 3.8 million. Dennis Weiss, 3 million. Sebastian Pauli, 2 million. Stephen Hubbard, 1.9. Oscar Johansson, Swedish, 1.2 million. And our very own, Adam Owen, friend of the show, Lee.
Can he cash in his million now and just say he's had a good run? Can he do that? Is that how it works? Yeah, I mean it is the United States, so I mean you could pretty much get away with it.
Yeah, well, listen. Here's the headline there. Were he to cash in his million now, it would be worth 21,000 of your US dollars. Top prize there is 135. So it's not necessarily about the big cash tonight. But you get a jangly World Series of Poker bracelet.
It is all about the bracelet, isn't it? No, it is all very much all about the bracelet. And talking about prizes tonight, we have got a satellite up and running on Sky Poker. I mention it because there's probably about 20 minutes of late reg in it if you want to get involved in it. And there's a little bit of value. I think it's got 7 runners and we're down to 4. It needs 15 to hit the guarantee, so there is a £140 seat up for grabs. So you can turn a tenner into a 140 seat to use for any APAT event you like. Coventry next weekend, if you fancy using it for that, yes. Or Glasgow as well. And then we're on to the big one. We're on to the Worlds up in Manchester at the beginning of August. So loads of opportunities to use it. If you fancy jumping in that tonight whilst you're having a listen to us for an hour or so, maybe got the football on in the background as well. Netherlands playing Japan, which is probably one of the first real proper what feels like, two pretty decent sides going at it. Then good way to do it. Say late reg for another 20 minutes if you want to get involved in this. Chip leader is Air 471. I think there's a few of the Scottish lads in playing this one tonight with Glasgow just round the corner for a couple of weeks out.
They've got to be up for about 48 hours straight now, haven't they?
I'd imagine so.
I watched that last night.
So. Did you stay up and watch it?
Was it the night before? I have no idea, Lee. It was 2
a.m. It was the early hours of this morning, I think.
Yeah,
it was.
I had a little lie down before it, so I got up in smashing form, and it was. Yeah, I mean, it was a tough game, is what it was. But 3 points on the board, that maybe is good enough for the knockout stage.
Well, I was gonna, before this evening's game, I was going to say, is there, are there any easy games in the World Cup? Because everyone seems to be turning up and being able to put a performance in of some form. No one's really been massively turned over yet. And then obviously Curacao, unfortunately, came up against a German side. And I didn't. We were just chatting before we came on air. I didn't think the German side were that great, but boy, did they finish clinically when they needed to. You've got 20 minutes if you want to get in this. And so the other thing we're going to do tonight is we're gonna just spill the beans on the APAT Show World Cup giveaway. Let you know which countries had a pick or two, and which ones nobody touched, and then we're going to get all that updated on the Facebook group tomorrow. We've already got the leaderboard up and running, so so it's there now. We've got a side pot going on here, bit of side pot action in this giveaway, Des. And we know poker players would say don't leave money on the table. Well, this lot have already left 13 quid on the table so far because of all the countries that have not been picked. Is already generated £13 into that side pot that we're going to give away at the end of the tournament, on top of all the money that's dished out to tools. Let me run through before we put anything up on the screen. Let me just quickly run through the countries that didn't get picked. So South Africa, Czechia, Canada, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Whoa, Canada didn't get picked?
Yeah, Qatar, Haiti, Australia, Curacao,
unlucky someone there.
Yeah, Ivory Coast didn't get picked. Tunisia didn't get picked. Egypt, nobody picked Egypt. Iran, New Zealand, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Austria, Jordan, the Congo, Uzbekistan, Croatia didn't get picked, and Panama. So there's a few surprises in there that nobody thought, yeah, I'll have a punt at them because I'll be in with the shout of a little bit of money. Wow. So all of those weren't picked in our giveaway, which means every pound that they earn throughout the tournament goes into the main pot, and that main pot is already up to 13 quid, and we've played not even 10% of the matches so
They've
far.
left value on the table, Lee.
Australia have put a $5 worth in that already. Canada a couple of quid, Bosnia a couple of quid, Qatar a couple of quid. Yeah. So, and obviously a load of the teams haven't played yet. So that's going to build up nicely. But of course, what that means is we will give that money away as well. So at the end of the tournament, everybody's got a ticket number that entered. 134 of you entered. So thank you very much to all of you for supporting that and what should be a good bit of fun over the next few weeks. But yeah, we will pick a number. We might, if that number gets up over 100, Des, we might split the prize and pick a couple of winners, and we'll split it in a first, second, and third, or something like that. So I think if that pot gets over 100, we'll do a little bit of a divvy up on it. So a few people have got a chance to do it. So you're all within in a shout. But so they're all the ones that didn't get picked, which is just a crazy situation. Should we give a shout out to all of those that are on their own? They're the only
I know
pick.
I'm one of those.
So yeah, so they're rooting for their only one. So let's rattle through all the single picks. Chris Bean has got Algeria all to himself.
He was posting about that, right? He feels strong about Algeria, and why not?
So he has got Algeria all to himself. William Armitage has got Ecuador.
I know Will. He's very passionate about Ecuador.
Yeah, Ecuador is all Will's, 100%. Nobody else got. A certain Mr. Des Duffy has got Ghana all to himself. Who knew that would be a thing?
Get in.
Yeah, absolutely. John Murray, Paraguay. So obviously, not the greatest of starts, but they're in with the shout. Can you believe only one person picked Scotland? And so Lewis Young has got Scotland all to himself.
He's already got money. He's already making money, Lee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Already making money.
Quite happy. Peter Jeffcott has got Senegal. Good, only one there. Tom Thorpe, very classy pick from Tom Thorpe. He's the only one that picked Switzerland.
Oof, mind you, after the draw with Qatar, right? The only team to drop points to a musical instrument. Incredible stuff.
We will see. Adam Gal has got Turkey to himself, and the one and only friend of the show, Natalie Bromley, is the only one that picked Uruguay.
That's odd. As one of the commentators said recently, 2 times winner Uruguay, although it was a while ago. It's like 1930, I think they won their first one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So there's a bunch of other countries that were picked by 2. So they're going to be splitting the pot. Let's have a look and see who we've got there. Mexico. Sally Harrison and Nick Rawlings have both got Mexico. Glenn Townsend and Paul Rice have both got Morocco. Gabor and Stephen Clayton have both got Norway.
Oh, I like Norway.
Damien and Alan Ellis have both got South Korea. If we got Dave Amos and Mark Winsell have both picked Sweden. And Kelly Saxby and Christian Cardwell have both got USA. So again, good bit of money already there. Then we get to obviously the the big picks from the whole thing, which I guess we kind of knew who was going to be the big picks. 3 players pick Colombia. We've got 4 pick Germany, Belgium, and Japan. Then it got to 7s for Brazil and the Netherlands, and then we're into double figures. So Portugal and Argentina were picked by 10 players. England were picked by 11, and the 2 biggies. And this blows my mind that like based on how we're doing this, it's nuts. 22 people picked Spain, and 31 picked France. So by my calculation, if France go on to win it and score a few goals, you might get 4 or 5 quid each. But hey, it's 4 or 5 quid. It's not bad. So of all of those, I mean, there's some interesting picks there. I quite like the 4 that have picked Germany. Could be interesting money. I mean, who do you think is going to make the most money on this? Do you think it's going to be one of the individuals, or could we be looking at maybe a Belgium by 4, Germany by 4?
Really hard to say, Lee, because the form, it's a lot of it is about the form, right? So in terms of what we've seen so far, was very impressed by Morocco. Shouldn't have come as a tremendous surprise. They were well touted prior, but I thought they really played a great game against Brazil for a lot of that match. Maybe a little unlucky not to take all 3 points, but when you consider it's Scotland and Haiti next in that group for Morocco, and I don't want to be unkind to the Scots, I think they had to work hard to get the points off Haiti. Morocco could be interesting. How many players are on Morocco? Did you say 2?
2, just the 2.
So, just
Morocco.
Based on form so far, I thought they were impressive. You might say Germany, but
I think Germany could. Yeah, I think Germany could rack up some money in the group stages because they've got Ivory Coast and Ecuador to come. They've already locked up a tenner's worth for the 4, so they're all splitting. They're all getting 3 quid each at the moment for the first game. So with say that 7-1 victory today probably means they can just play fairly relaxed football for the next two group games, and basically no slip ups. So they'll add some points. Obviously, we've got plenty that we haven't even seen yet. We've not seen, Belgium, Spain, France, Argentina, Portugal, England, any of that side of the kind of the draw yet. So it's difficult to say. But what we're going to do, we're going to get that. So we've got a leaderboard thing. I don't know whether you can put that up on the screen.
Just get your magnifying glasses ready, guys. Here we
go. So we can. So that's as it stands at the moment. We're gonna get that up onto the Facebook group, and we'll keep updating that image on a regular basis. And I'll also post up on that post who's picked what, and so everybody knows what is going on. But so it's all. We'll keep track of it all, and the plan is as teams bust, we'll start paying out. So as soon as your country is bust, we'll work out what you're owed, and we'll get that site credit into your account to use for any draws you like down the line. Talking of poker raffles, should mention got a cracking little deal on for celebrating 20 years of APAT.
Yes,
you can use code APAT20 for any APAT draws between now and the WSOP. So pretty much that's going to be all of June, all of July, tiny bit of August. So we've currently got the regular weekly Players' Choice draw, the 140 ticket. That's up on the site. And we have also got an APAT WSOP Pro package worth £1,500 up on the site as well. And you can get 20% off all of those draws just when you go to check it. Even if you buy tickets for other draws as well, because there's a Hendon Mob Championship on there. There's there's a Party Poker Tour as well on there as well at the moment. So even if you put them all in your basket, pop APAT 20 into the code, it'll knock the discount off all the APAT ones for you. So you can do that in one go. And that'll be live for the next couple of months. So please use it. It's very much
Love it.
We want to say, we can give a little bit back, and very much to celebrate 20 years of APAT. We want to do that, so you can use that code. We'll keep firing it out on the mailers and on social media to let you guys know and remind you, because I know some people just go and buy the tickets and don't think about it, and so just pop that code in and it will work for you. So World Cup very much underway. Satellite wise, you've got about 10 minutes left if you want to get involved in this one tonight. And we've got a massive chip leader here in Futafano, who's got nearly 130 bigs. Everybody else has got about 30. So super chip leader here, looking to lock up this seat, but not too late to get involved in this if you want to do so.
Hey, let's take a quick run through the chat box. We do have a few, I would describe them as regulars out there. Tristan, always in early, right? I think we might be talking to Tristan's bot, actually, always in super early. Evening, Leigh Des. Good evening, everybody. Evening to you, Tris. He does say, would love to say I'm not watching another game, but it would be a bluff. He is talking about the World Cup. So Leigh, of course, the game that's on at the moment is Holland against Japan. Somewhat confusing, Leigh, because I recognize both of those countries. So I kind of fallen out of the flavor of the World Cup this evening.
I'll tell you what. So when I was putting this spreadsheet together for keeping the track of the giveaways, the trickiest thing is the fact that the games are in multiple time zones.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get times in for UK, but I'm also trying to get times in for Vegas whilst I'm putting this together. So I've got all the info in here, because obviously, for a few weeks of this, I'm going to be over there anyway. So, but yeah, the whole thing's just. And I was looking at this. There's a game, at least two or three games later on in the tournament where it's on at 9 o'clock in the morning in Vegas.
Oh no. So I know there's a game tomorrow at like 4 p.m.
Like
Christ knows what time that is somewhere else.
I keep working them and going, they sure these kickoffs are right.
Early or late. Right, 4 p.m. There's 6 p.m. There's obviously 8 p.m. There's 11 p.m. There's 2 a.m. I haven't yet seen a 6 a.m., but I believe there's games out there at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
it's insane.
But so the game, Spain versus Cape Verde on maybe Monday.
Is that the game tomorrow at 4 p.m.?
Yeah. So is that the one that's 9 o'clock in the morning, Vegas time? Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, good. When are you in Vegas, Leigh? How far away are you?
Next week tomorrow.
Week tomorrow. Amazing. Yeah. So just going to finish up in the chat box. Mr. Wigglesworth is there, Leigh, presumably back from Vegas.
He is. He was back on Tuesday or Wednesday, I think it was.
Yeah, followed some of your travels, Pete. Hope you had a really good time over there. Talks about Brazil and Morocco. Decent fixture it was. It was a really entertaining game. I think the Moroccans put the fear of God up Brazil, particularly in the first half. But an entertaining game. Dan Williams, right, Leigh, back, presumably also back from Vegas, won all the cash, then took it home. Impressive.
Dan Williams, does that Dan say he can't remember who he picked?
Yeah, can't. Yeah, not a clue. Not a clue, Leigh. Can't remember. Big country, Dan. Small country.
Let me go and find out.
Forgot my strategy as well.
I'm going to suggest he probably picked one of the. He'll have picked France or Spain, probably, won't he? I'd imagine.
Leigh, we haven't discussed and I believe it's around 35 people who have picked France. As you said, they're going to have to win the thing, score a bucket load of goals for these people to win £1 or £2. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Desperately trying to find.
Well, Dan's I'll keep talking as you keep looking. The Oracle is out there. Evening to you, Simon. Better than nothing, he says. Yeah, so that's if you are on France. Pilco's out there, Leigh. Hello, all.
Dan Williams picked Portugal along with about 9 others.
Portugal. The Oracle asks, Leigh, are you going to any matches? Are you going to any matches?
I was planning that was the original plan. Was I would go out, I would go out and but the ticket pricing has just been horrendous. Weirdly though, the stadium seemed full, so so it does feel like although you thought the ticket prices might come down to something reasonable, they're really not. So even to go the obvious places to go to from Vegas would be to go to either San Francisco or LA, anywhere kind of along the West Coast. I suppose you could even go up and do kind of a Canada, like a Toronto game or something like that. But if you look at the prices, and the trouble is you're looking at the games and going, well, they're just do I want to go and do $500 to go and watch a game? Which I can watch it on the sports bar.
Watch it on the telly. Watch it on the telly. Why would I go?
But seriously, that's kind of the. It's difficult if you've got no skin in the game with it either, isn't it? If it's not your team as well, you're going to go, oh well, I went to a World Cup game. I'm not sure on that.
I think that's a good point. Obviously, Haiti must have looked like kind of one of the weakest fixtures that a Scottish fan would ever want to go to, but they looked incredibly happy at the game last night. I thought it was an incredible.
I think if you're good, it would be a different thing.
Skin in the game, right?
Yeah, if Wales had qualified and got through their qualifier, then you'd have gone, well, I'll go and definitely going to go and watch a game, because that's a different atmosphere. It's an experience. Whereas I think just rocking up, and because you're going to have to fly. You have to fly in. Or you could hire a car and drive to LA.
400 Ks, right?
But it's going to take you're going to need an overnight stay probably.
Yeah.
So you probably I say you're $500. You might find you'd be up near the $1,000 mark by the time you've done it. It's hard to justify.
I'm not sure. I'm not absolutely 100% convinced you're not going to do it yet. You might not know that yet, but stranger things have happened. Right, strange things have happened. We will see.
But when I went to the F1 back in 23 or something like that, I went out without tickets for that, and I saw everything. Because basically, and it was that wasn't silly prices. They weren't inflated. It wasn't the dynamic pricing. So that was okay. And I happily got into they did like an opening ceremony thing. So I got into kind of like, I think I said to you, I was sat pretty much on the start finish straight for that. And that cost me like $140 for the night for that. And it was free food. Say music, the drivers were all there and that kind of thing, and you got to wander around the kind of paddock area. $140 for that. I don't mind. You don't mind paying that really, but I don't think I paid anything more than sort of $250, maybe $300 for a Formula One ticket for each of the days. That seems reasonable. I think $500 plus for a seat up in the gods at a stadium is, it's a tough one to justify. You've got not very long left in the late reg in the satellite. I haven't got the other screen up tonight, so I can't say the exact time. But there are now 5 players sat down. When they go on a break in another minute's time, I'll nip back to the lobby and have a little look and see where we are stat wise.
Meanwhile, Lee, over in Las Vegas right now, the stud final table, Adam Owen, who'd gained a bit back. He'd gone up to 1.3 million, has just taken a hit. He's just had to fold on 7th Street to Dennis Weiss. Weiss now has 3.8 million in chips. Adam,
is that being streamed? Is that being streamed?
No, I'm looking at the Poker News.
You're literally on the Poker News updates. Okay, yeah. There's been a lot of feedback about the choice of events that they are streaming, feeling like they're not giving much of a spotlight to anything other than No Limit Hold'em kind of high stakes, which people are saying, well, I can watch that with any Triton, any whatever, and it seems fair. It does seem a fair comment, to be honest. All right, let me just nip back and have a quick look at the lobby. So you got 5 minutes late reg in this now, folks. 10 entries we've had so far. So there are currently 5 players sat down. So if you fancy getting involved in this, still a good bit of value in this, because they say it needs 15 for the seat. So if you want to get involved in that, then give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl. Simon in chat says Raz, which is normally the word he uses when approaching any weekend, but he goes on to say lack of mix. And I think he's right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really kind of feel like a summer series at this point. It kind of feels like just a big festival somewhere. As far as the live streaming is concerned, I mean, they've spent a bunch of money on the stage. I'm not sure I kind of see it as significantly different. I mean, they've got some whizzy screens around.
Yeah, I think the other thing that people are being quite critical of is the way they're doing the time delay on the streams, which is I understand why they're doing it, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to make the stream that you watch a continuous stream. So they're delaying the start time so that they don't then have to build in breaks and everything else. Basically, the stream that they will show you will flow through from start to finish. So I understand why, which means but it means they might do something like a 4 or 5 hour delay on the start of a stream instead of obviously it's normally half an hour with whole cards showing, but they delay it even more than that so that they can take into account all of the breaks during the day. So actually when you start watching the stream for the day, it's fairly much a continuous flow, and you're not left with, they've gone on a 75-minute dinner break and just there's nothing to show you. So that kind of made sense when I first heard about it, but obviously
kills the timing, right?
It kind of kills the timing, completely, because the reality of it is I suppose if you there's so many ways you can follow this stuff these days. Poker.org are doing stuff, Poker News are doing stuff. There's lots of bloggers and vloggers doing things as well. So to not get spoilers is pretty difficult. And of course, the other thing is if I know the app, it changes the player's name if they're on a feature table or they're on YouTube or whatever. So it doesn't update the exact information on that. But it feels like, if you want to know here and now what's going on, you can't. So you now either got to follow the stream to find out. And I don't know how you find it, but dipping in and out that stream is not, is not always ideal, because you go in and you can be there for a while trying to work out, well, what's going on. What I want to know is how many are left in the tournament, where are we at, who's left in the tournament. It's not easy to find it. So it's a shame.
I had a bit of a troll through it this morning just to catch up on some of the results I hadn't seen and what have you. And I guess the thing that stood out for me, and it impacts the streams that I would want to watch anyway, is that we haven't had a tremendous amount of British presence on final tables. I mean, there have been a few, right? And I see Benny Glaser went heads up in something over the last couple of days and lost, unfortunately. So from that sense, it kind of, I lack the, if a British or an Irish player isn't on there, it would need to be a Helmuth or an Ivy or somebody I'd really like to see lose or really, really like to see win. It's got to be one of those or a Cabriel.
But there aren't many. This is the problem, isn't it? Is also the other thing I think is lacking with it is
personality.
It just doesn't feel like there's any stories out there. They're trying to force a story which isn't really a story. And I've noticed that with some of the online news outlets. It feels like they're trying to force how great it is, and it's like, well, it really isn't. There's just not a huge amount of anything going on, which feels a shame.
But it might be, Leigh, that once we hit the main event, and obviously the main event, so you're kind of not looking at late stage, you're not looking at final tables and stuff, which are less interesting. But I think just main event, some.
We need a couple of Brits. We need a couple of Brits to go deep in the main event, which would really just get the enthusiasm going in this country. I think that's what all it needs. I think
that's what we need.
And I'm sure it will come good from that point of view. But the from listening to those that are out there, the buzz is out there. Vegas is busy. The card rooms are busy. And which is good. That's what you want, and everyone's getting let into the country. So that's the
unless you're a Somalian referee or a Switzerland striker,
We really missed a trick 5 minutes ago. We should have really had a hydration break. I didn't think about it. When at 5 to the hour, we really should have just said, let's just pause for a minute. I mean, is that not just a gimmick to get another set of adverts in?
Well, it's cute. I mean, we
so in our head to head fantasy group, there's a bunch of guys from the States that are in that, and so whereas when it goes to a hydration break on the BBC or the ITV, and basically you have to listen to the analyst and the commentator chat for 3 minutes and make the usual, which to be honest is going to get boring because there's only so many things they can actually talk about. They run a full proper ad
of course they do.
break over in America, which I think scarily you could see the Premier League picking up on that and going, we should look after player welfare. We should definitely give them a hydration break, a 3-minute strategy hydration break in Premier League games, and they can run more adverts. Was it the Six Nations where they ran advert during the match this year?
Yeah,
it was the first time.
It wasn't as invasive because it was super quick and it happened.
Three-way all in. Ace Jack versus the 10s versus the 6s. The Ace Jack is chip leader there. The 10s are going to scoop the lot and going to build a nice pot for OBK 26. Chips Punk is down to 3 bigs. But wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if the Premier League didn't see that as a going, well, actually, let's turn this into four quarters, and we'll have a quick 2-minute break and hydrate the players and all that. And we'll see what happens
in November.
I do like the pre-match setup at the World Cup. I like the entire 2 squads coming out and kind of being around and I think the layout of the flag, the flags and everything else pre-match for the national anthems and stuff is pretty cool. That feels quite a nice way of doing it and saying, right, let's get the whole 26 squad out on the pitch. I think that's a good idea. But most of the rest of it has just been
meanwhile, in other scandalous happenings, Lee, Simon says he sought to cancel PokerGo.
Okay,
I'm going to cancel PokerGo, he says. $99. I'm not paying $99. The World Series is on YouTube. I'm not doing that. But apparently they offered him $49. He went, lol. Yeah, I'm going to sign up for that. So he signed up for half price.
I had a similar one of those conversations the other week with Founders Card. Which we may have mentioned on this show in previous, which was great a few years ago when they had a Caesars Rewards offer on it, which basically put you up to diamond status. So basically you didn't pay a resort fee. So it was massively worth the money for doing that. But obviously they've stopped that deal now. So it came round for a renewal, and I just was like, I think I'd actually had to change I think my card got scammed a little while ago, so my card wasn't going to. So the messaging going, we can't take the payment. I'm like, well, I know you can't. So then they phone and offering a deal, and I think what was normally like $249 or something like that, they ended up offering it to me for $99. Saying, well, we can do that. And so I looked and went, okay, well, I could use that and that, but there's only a couple of things on there that I would use. I said, well, go on then. I'll have one more year out of you and see whether anything changes. But,
fantastic.
Right then, so Futafano is chip leader here, 90 bigs. Banksy's got 41 and OBK has got 33, and Late Reg is going to be shut on this. So one of these 3 is picking themselves up a player's choice seat tonight. So good luck to them. I think I see Tristan's in the chat asking about a halftime show in the World Cup final. I think there is something.
Really?
So I'm pretty sure at the Club World Cup, Coldplay
Yeah, they did.
Played up in the stands. So they didn't put anybody down on the pitch. They did it in an area of the seating which they used as and so up in, and it's the same stadium. So
didn't the Killers do like a pre match? I think maybe just one or two songs for the Champions League final.
So no, they did. They did a good 10 minutes.
Yeah,
really good, good.
I mean, typically,
really good. Yeah,
the NFL, right? So this is your Super Bowl final. It's 12 minutes. The artist gets 12 minutes halftime. It's amazing how quickly they put everything up, take it all down. You get incredible stuff. Simon goes on to say that he heard it's going to be Bruce Springsteen at the final. Halftime will be 3 hours long.
Brilliant. Love it.
You got to appreciate it.
I saw Simon also say, the 3-4 hour delay has been annoying. So it isn't, that isn't just me then. I did. That is what I thought. And of course, what that means is because they're then delaying the start times of their streams.
Yeah.
It means the stream doesn't actually start until 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning over here.
In the UK, it's too late. You can't.
Which means all you can do is get up in the morning and maybe catch a couple of hours of the end of the day, which of course doesn't work for most people.
Yeah.
Whereas you would quite happily tune in at 8 o'clock in the evening, watch maybe 3 or 4 hours till midnight, which would be your sort of midday till 4 in the afternoon slot over there, and catch a bit of what's going on. But yeah.
I don't know where Simon is getting this from, but this is interesting if correct, and I have no reason to not suspect it's correct. Main event, 45-minute shows each day on TNT.
Well, that would kind of make sense.
Cool.
Because ESPN is owned by Discovery, which is now HBO Max, isn't it? So it's all that. So I think it would make sense that why wouldn't you? If you've created that content, wouldn't you want to get that content out on as many of your platforms that you can to get eyes on it? That seems a bit of a no-brainer to me. So that'd be quite cool. Just some 45-minute, because that's all you want. What you really want that main event to be, I don't know, 7 or 8 episodes of 45 minutes or an hour long to tell you the story of the main event. That's all you actually need. It doesn't need to be any more than that. It's similar to what Sky did for the UKPC back in the day when they put it up on Sky Sports. That was 5 or 6 episodes maybe.
Yeah. And
they kind of talked you through the first days and then gave you the that was perfect. It's because my dad watched it. So that's the point. This sort of thing, which is very watchable, and you can
somebody outside of
without it being crazy.
Bad news coming out of Vegas. Owen down to crumbs as the headline tells you all you need to know. Apparently he folded and he's left himself with 10,000 back.
That's a shame.
That's not good.
That is a shame to run that deep in that one and get so close, and then quite clearly, it's just not gone your way on that final table of 6. That is very unfortunate for him, but he's there for the series, so he will keep it going. And obviously, he's going to have picked up some points for some people in the WSOP fantasy competition as well for anyone that's got him. So it's not. It's not the end of the world. It's not the money you want, but I would imagine for those sort of payouts, the bracelet probably is more of a thing. I'm going to guess. I would have thought so.
And that used to always be one of the big incentives for some of those pros to play in some of the mixed games where the prize pools weren't so great. It was just, you're in a field of 130 players. You kind of fancy, that you have a better shot at a bracelet.
Well, he's in the APAT show team. For the fantasy, so but we've had a bracelet winner. I mean, Kristen Foxon is in our team because Natalie's pick.
Nice.
When we did the pick, so we've had that, and you mentioned Benny Glazer. Yeah. He's in our team as well. So I think all bar one of our picks have scored points, so they're all there pretty much. I think Ishmael Bojang's the only one that hasn't or hadn't when I last looked. So yeah, but it means most of the others have picked up points. So so we picked okay. We haven't picked a bunch of people that have said, "Screw this, I'm going to sit home and watch the World Cup." So we've done all right.
Respectable. Leigh, I don't want to throw a spoiler your way, but maybe I'm going to. Tris has posted in chat, bloody VVD. Make of that what you will. Bloody VVD. I'm sure you'll figure that one out. Meanwhile,
why I don't know what's Tris, is Tris being anti the Dutch, or is he?
I guess he is. Yeah, I guess he is.
They'll the boys will be round in the Tesla if he's
Hey Tris,
Trish, you got a problem with us?
Tris, we're gonna beat VVD, huh?
Yeah, so
we'll reverse into your house.
Well, all I would say,
turn it to Arnie.
All I would say is I did catch the first sort of 10, 15 minutes of that game, and I don't know what, but that Dutch kit is it's proper bright on the TV.
Yeah, I've had to turn everything to black and white, Leigh. That's all I can say.
We're heads up in the satellite. Futafana, who's been the chip leader for absolute yonks, has got a 6-1 chip lead on Banksy 88 here.
Good shape here, Leigh.
So
listen, we
could very soon be having a winner.
Because you had a storming idea during the week, contacted me. We're putting some hard-earned cash towards it.
Yes. We haven't talked about this.
Explain to our.
So I said to Des, we should do a charity bet for Talk Club for the World Cup, and let's catch it before the tournament starts. So I found a really cool market on Sky Bet where you can pick a selection of players and how many goals you think they're gonna get, a minimum goals they're gonna get. So it only took us 5 minutes, didn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah, it wasn't long, Leigh. I think we both agreed value. There's value in there.
And we came up with some value in it. So we've got our picks. We've got 6 players. We've gone for Bellingham, Doué, Torres, Vini Jr., Doku, and Isak. So we're looking for 2 goals from Doué, Torres, and Vini Jr., and 1 from Bellingham, Doku, and Isak. 6-fold, 30-1.
30-1, Leigh.
That is. So we put it.
20 quid?
We put a tenner in each, and we put 20 quid on that. So if it wins, we're going to obviously going to donate it all to Talk Club. Of course, we're already one in on that.
Are we donating it all to Talk Club? Thank God I haven't given you a tenner yet.
Yeah,
no, I'm joking. It couldn't go to a better place.
Oh, it's all over. Futafana with the straight
6-5,
and it's all done. So and we're 1 goal to the good already. So Vini Jr. has already knocked in one of his 2. So I think we're in a good spot. The more I've looked at this, Des, Torres. So Spain have got some injury concerns. So Yamal's only just coming back from a hamstring injury. So I don't think he's. So I think Torres is going to play quite a bit.
Look who they're playing tomorrow, Cape Verde.
Yeah.
That's a fishing community, Leigh.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of hoping, that they could bag a few goals in there. France will be the interesting one. Doué, I think, is the tricky one on that list, if I'm honest, because I think Doku will bag a goal. I think Isak will bag a goal. Whether Sweden get out of the group is another thing altogether. But it's a tough old group they've got there. But yeah, we quite fancy our chances with that one. So we'll keep an eye on it and let you know. But yeah, Vini Jr.'s already got one in the net for us. So we're 1 done, and we'll see how we go with that and keep you all posted. So we're done with that already. And I've forgotten the name of the player that won. Let me go back in and just
Pumpkin, I think we could call him.
Futafano. So congratulations to Futafano. You have picked yourself up a player's choice seat. Don't know who you are. So if you are watching and want to message me, that will save me having to go through Sky Poker to find out who you are. Don't all try and claim that you're Futafano. I will double check it anyway. But yeah, if you come across fairly genuine, we'll put you into Coventry next week for the event. No problem at all. But yeah, it's all good. So 2 more satellites next week. Again, as a bunch of the guys were talking about playing Glasgow and wanting a satellite in for that. So Friday and Sunday next weekend, if you want to get involved in that one. And we will do it all again. I think the one on Friday got about 12, 13 runners, something like that in the end as well. So always a little bit of value in these satellites, to be honest. Sky are quite happy to guarantee the one seat. So get them up and running and tell your friends, because they're well worth playing, and you can choose which event you want to play. Busy time coming up though. So we're Coventry next weekend, and the lovely Sophie Clark is going to be hosting for us there. And then Glasgow the weekend after that, with Jamie Robinson hosting for us up in Glasgow. So they'll both be there to look after you guys for the next 2 weeks. And before you know it, we are going to be starting to focus in on the Worlds, which is going to come around pretty quick, I think.
Pretty quickly. Big summer still ahead. I wanted to sing, and here's to you, Jamie. Can I it's maybe still too early to do that. Leigh, I think we're done. As the Dutch defence were for the Japanese equaliser, Leigh.
Oh, is it 1-1 now?
Excellent. Just happened, my friend. 1-1.
Well, perfect. This is perfect timing to
we'll last 30 minutes.
We'll call it a night, and let everybody concentrate on the last 30 minutes of the football. I will update the giveaway stuff on the Facebook group, so you can check out all the information. We'll get everything we've done and created posted up on there, so you've all got an eye on what's going on. Tomorrow night on Poker Raffles, we have got an APAT Players' Choice draw. APAT 20 will get you 20% off any APAT tickets for the next couple of months leading up to the Worlds. So please do use that code and have some of the value in that. We want to try and get as many. If we can start getting some interest in those, we do one a week, which sells out every single week. But if it starts happening that we're selling it out earlier on the week, we'll put a second one on to try and get more people done, because you can use those 140s for any of the events in Manchester, and there's like 20 odd events or something, that might be more than that. I've lost track of how many we've got. So so all good. Oh, we haven't even mentioned that the Fabrizio Romano's here it goes with Cucurella going to Real Madrid.
Really? Oh, is he a right back or a left back?
Left back.
He's a left back.
Yeah, left back.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Pretty much that's two new fullbacks going to Real Madrid, because Dumfries is going as well, isn't he? So and they've obviously got Trent and the lad that used to be the lad that used to be at United at the time from Benfica, Alvaro Fernandez, I think you want to say his name is. Yeah, he used to be on United's books. We got him from Atletico Madrid. They're overloaded with that, and obviously, and Jose is back in charge. But
hey, are you surprised they're stocking up on fullbacks? Hey,
absolutely. But we will. We'll do a show. Yeah, we'll have a show next week before I head off to Vegas. So we'll have a show next Sunday night, and we can have a catch up on the football, and we'll do another satellite next Sunday.
Amazing. Thank you, Leigh. Thanks to everybody who joined us tonight. It was good fun, as always. Hopefully we'll see some of you for raffles tomorrow night at 9 p.m. If not, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next Sunday night. I'm going to leave you with the APAT dates for the season. Good night, everybody.